Welcome everyone to Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube, the Twitch, wherever you get your podcasts worldwide. I'm joined tonight by Alisha. How you doing, Alisha?
I'm doing good. It's the East Coast crew, so you know it's a speed run tonight.
Oh yeah.
Although you're not, are you on the East Coast right now?
I am not. I am Central Time here tonight.
Oh,
A little New Orleans action before
that's right.
No Surrender tomorrow. So just got down here. Literally checked into the hotel within the last 20 minutes. So thanks everyone for bearing with us tonight. Sadly, the J-Bone man not officially on the show tonight. He's a little under the weather, but he may or may not be lurking around. So who knows? You may see him in the chat. You may hear from him. You never know. But definitely let's hope for J-Bone's speedy recovery for we can get him back on in the near future. Because there is obviously no surrender tomorrow. So there might be a review tomorrow to be checking out. So definitely stay tuned for that. And just as an FYI for everyone, because last week we did talk about having the exclusive footage of David Penzer and having him on the show, but due to the craziness of the travel and J-Bone under the weather, we're going to reschedule that to have just a separate show just to cover that information. So it'll be a David Penzer special on TNI. Day to be determined. Stay tuned. If he's in the chat, maybe we'll confirm the night tonight. We're leaning maybe Tuesday, the old throwback day. Seems fitting. So we'll see if that gets confirmed and let everybody know. But thanks for everyone in this chat. Keep the comments going. Thanks Anna for the super sticker. Much appreciated. Just make sure I didn't miss anything else as I'm jumping in here. Definitely thanks to our members. I see Eli in there. And don't worry, he's behind the scenes. I don't think he's got the fat fingers tonight, Eli. You're safe. Yeah. Alisha, you may not have been here because I was at the beginning of the show. Or where there was an accidental J-Bone move. But it's okay. It's okay. We now know the weather. But that's okay. So now we don't have J-Bone in person. So I, on principle, never do the J-Bone's news when he's not here. So I know the big story this week was the hourglass. Alisha, what do you think about this hourglass and what we wound up seeing end result? Josh Alexander is extended, which is the first time this ever was meant. Well, no one, I think, for sure what it meant. I think you can make assumptions on what it meant because Josh was the first one to put it out. I don't know if he knew they picked up his option already, his 1-year option, which they do a lot of times for the contracts. They just never announced it. Because I had figured it had already passed. So when people were doing the hourglass, it's like is he a free agent? Is someone else a free agent? And it's like, well, I think his contract would have already passed. So I'm guessing it's another year from now. But I don't know if it was because they already made that decision or maybe that decision hadn't come down yet. And that was the big deal. And that's why everybody was doing that. But I'm sure it had something to do with it. But because of that, because of the trolling, which is becoming a common trend the last few weeks, it seems like Anthem may have trolled back on them and said for the first time, well, we're not going to deal with these questions. His contract's extended. Now, there was a snafu by the social media person that initially said re-sign, which was not correct. But then they quickly changed that to extended, which happens in some sports, but TNA Impact that's never been a thing they do, because there's been talents where this happens all the time, but there has been some where, because usually you get a pay increase when they pick up an option. But there's been ones where they said no and they didn't pick up the option. I won't go over the names, but there's obvious names.
There's been a few.
That happens. Yeah. So But once again, that was probably the big story of the week. News. I know there's some rumors of some other things going on. I think Montreal as a possible site for a future event is something that came out earlier today by Mike Johnson over at PW Insider, which is usually pretty strong.
Okay.
But let us know in the chat any thoughts on anything going on. But that was probably the biggest one. Take it for what you will. Now here's Bell's Boy. Once again, Bell's Boy, thank you very much. Anthem CEO Len Asper rumored to be addressing the roster before the premium live event tomorrow night. That is
my business.
That was widely reported earlier today that the big honcho, the big cheese, as you will, Len Asper, is making his way. Now, I get the impression, I don't know if he's here for No Surrender tomorrow, because, as it said, the whole story is it's Saturday. So that could just be because there's chaos on a Friday and depending on when he's coming in and all. But supposedly he's going to be here. So that's what the roster wanted. Well, at least those that penned that infamous letter. So we'll see. See what's going to happen with it. But that's the rumor going around for sure. And then we got to thank here Dr. Gerbs. Thank you very much. Music news. If you're a deathcore fan, the band Rottenness released their new song, Absterage, featuring Crazy Steve.
Oh,
part of the 415 mark rap news. Chris Bay released his single Friend Zones and Heartbreak on V-Day. Now, thanks for the music news, Dr. Gerbs. He's doing
appreciate it.
Yeah. He's see, the TNI fam bringing the news from all angles tonight. You love to hear it. Now,
mixed crowd here.
I did see this and hear this, Justin. So I definitely want to bring this up. And once again, thank you for your membership. Hey, if you're on the YouTube, feel free to become a member of the TNI, kind of replacing the Patreon. And hey, we want everybody to see stuff. So like the Penzer is going to go to everybody, but there will be some new content. Once our crew isn't a walking wounded, we'll get some more out there. Yeah, not walking weapon, walking wounded around here. Justin Miller. Then we heard both Moose and Shelley commenting about the situation. Both are going full steam ahead. And I don't know if you heard either of these, Alisha.
Nope,
but
sure not.
Alex Shelley was on Busted Open, and Moose. And I saw it. Oh, he did. I know he did a Facebook Live, and I think he did another interview, but both of them came off like bigger picture, pretty much saying like it happens. Like Moose was using NFL analogies, coaches get fired, things like that. You keep on going. He's like,
the business
like initial shock.
Yeah,
like he's still my coach, a mentor, friend, all that. And that's, of course. But he knows it's a business. And that's what it is. Because the whole thing, like, what's wrestling? It's business. It's show business. And you can go over that a million times. Like, it's not the friend business. It's the show business. And that's how it always works. But Moose, I think we already kind of all thought it, but pretty much confirmed he had a 5-year deal when he re-signed. So we know he's not going anywhere anytime soon, which is great. But like, and same thing with Shelley, like good guys at the top of the roster, giving the right type of messaging that you want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, there was a little bit of the online stuff you weren't sure, and it was leading people to speculate. And speculate is not a great thing, especially when you have people ready to jump on a company.
Yeah, it's kind of a hot mess, isn't it? It's like a train wreck.
Justin Miller jumping in on the music news because I did see this as well. I think the news may have came out when we were on before we did last week's show, but I don't think we talked about it. But I think the video did come out. But Killer Kelly is in a music video with Myron Reed.
Oh,
Myron Reed put out a music video, so very cool.
Love that for them. I wish Myron Reed was part of Impact. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Yeah,
Dude's really good talent.
Very good talent. And speaking of a legendary talent, David Penzer, the man, the myth, the legend we talked about earlier in the chat. Speaking of legend, you made it to NOLA. Yes, nice hotel room. Did you pony up this trip? For me, David Penzer, maybe a slight pony up. But then again, not. See, New Orleans is not a cheap city. This is my third time. Once for Mania week years ago. Didn't go to Mania. Came here for Impact versus Lucha Underground, and stayed in like the Garden District, and that was pretty nice, pretty decent. Then last time I stayed like I had like a waterfront type thing, and I splurged a little for that, so that was actually pretty nice. But I looked at that same place this time, and I was like, it was double what this place is. This isn't the cheapest place, but it's not extravagant, but decent. It's in a good location and stuff. Like 15 minutes from the airport, 15 minutes from the venue. Perfect.
Convenient.
But David Penzer, since you're in the chat, let us know. We're thinking, because the old throwback TNI day was Tuesday. If Tuesday works, we'll confirm that and do the David Penzer special on Tuesday. What hotel did I pick? I'm at the Midtown, New Orleans, so I'll stop everybody from coming to find me.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. But the Midtown. And Eli, more news here, because I did see this. PW Insider reported today that TNA is planning a pay-per-view in Ontario, Canada later this year. Not a surprise. I definitely could see that for sure. I know some people in some different groups I'm in that definitely feels like a location they'll return to. Not sure where, because of what venue. Do they go back to the Rebel in Toronto? Or do they go to a bigger venue somewhere else? We'll see.
Tough call.
Oh, and I did see this, Bell's Boy. Sorry, I missed it the first time. TV news and rumors. They also reported Access TV could be renamed Anthem. Any thoughts? Like, it seems like the channel could have a rebrand. Obviously, with TNA as the lead still, which is great. But the rest of the channel, which was mainly just music, and a little bit here and there, like the Cash Cab, but I think music themed Cash Cab. That's a good thing if they're looking to get more maybe original content. If they do add more, obviously they have New Japan too, but any more wrestling, definitely would be some good stuff there, because I think that's the key here, is seeing what Anthem does going forward with Access TV, because that's the goal here, is grow Access TV. I'm sure that's the plan.
It seems to be.
But that's pretty much, we'll go over, because there was some news, like there's another match added to the card, but we'll talk about that as we go through the show for tomorrow. That has some impact on Windsor, which is now not that far away, right around the corner. But I think we can get right into the review, because that's what Alisha and I do on these shows.
Speed run.
So we have, it's quite a day. It's 2/22, 2024, the February 22nd edition of Impact on Access TV and the YouTube Ultimate Insiders. Look at Mary. He's just trying to get under my skin here. Bill, are you getting sick of seeing We Want Scott? I am a Scott fan. I am one of the biggest supporters of Scott. I don't think a hashtag like that at this point, after that first weekend, really helps anything. I don't think it helps the current roster. I think if you listen to Moose, listen to Shelley, like we just talked about, you got to move forward right now. If Scott comes up at some point, I know that like one of the things they want to do is, if there are discussions and they do come to amending offenses, that'd be fantastic. We'd all support it. But I don't think that since we don't know what's going on, to just keep bringing it up seems like you're really not giving everybody currently there a chance. So I would say no to that. Like a thank you, Scott, perfect. A we want, will take, but I wouldn't.
It seems immature. That's
it. Well, but now, yeah, it seems like you're kind of stomping around like I'm not getting my way right now by doing that after multiple weeks.
Yeah. Like, what is it going to do?
That's the thing. Like, that's an anthem thing right now. Like, the roster made their play, agree, disagree. We'll see what happens, what comes out of that meeting on Saturday, because as I was talking to someone earlier, as soon as that happens, you're going to know what happened in that meeting. The context of that meeting will get out almost immediately, I'm sure, because there are some chirping birds right now in the locker room, obviously, after these last couple of weeks. And that is something, obviously, that before it wasn't as big a deal, which you like to see. You like a tight-knit locker room where information doesn't get out. That can be a problem with companies. And right now, that's the leak in the ship I'd like to see fixed. Let's get back to the point where no news comes out of tapings and these type of things. Like, now it seems like every little thing gets magnified, and got to give that the old cut that out. Now, come on. I need you to give me like the Uncle Joey there and go, cut it out.
Cut it out.
There you go.
I know that. Yeah, that's my era.
I say cut it out. I need some Full House references. All right. So now that we get, yeah, that's right. Give everybody a chance. All right. So now let's get to the show. The big shoot. All right. Starting out. Chris Sabin, 10-time X Division champion, coming out. Opening match with one half of the good hands, Jason Hotch. Accompanied by one John Skyler, the Sky Man, as some people like to call him. I just like to call him the guy I gave a little crack of the bell. But so they get a nice little match. Jason Hotch. I'm a fan of Jason Hotch. Every time I see him, I say,
they're growing on me.
Drop that zero, Skyler. But he never listens. But he had a nice match here. But obviously, the champ prevails. And I think a lot of people, I was seeing people say, like, Jason Hotch, he could be a future X Division champion. I think that's a legitimate take on that. But what'd you think of this opening contest here?
Thought it was a great way to start the show off. Good energy with throwing Sabin in here. Of course, he got the win. Surprise. I don't know. Like I said, the good hands. Well, one half of the good hands is growing on me.
What half?
I think
I agree with that.
Like I said, their matching outfits, the red in their hair. It's really starting to suit them, huh? Fun.
Now they just need. Where's Terry Taylor to be their manager?
I don't know.
Red Rooster, baby. We're going a little too old school on that one for people, probably.
Yeah.
Critical Sting somewhere going, you're old, but that's okay.
Old ass.
Now, I teased it, but I didn't say it. But since Eli put it in the chat, the match that was added is Eric Young versus Frankie Kazarian tomorrow night for the #1 contender for the TNA title at No Surrender.
Oh, boy.
We're already lining up that next match.
It's going to be wild.
It is going to be wild. Now, you know what? Speaking of wild, and the great and powerful, not Oz, but Bone, if he's listening behind the scenes, there is a piece of news that I would like to bring to light if he can handle this, because I can't do the whole share screen or Rooney or load stuff up.
Yeah.
But there is potentially a big spoiler with Rebellion. If you look at the events page on TNAwrestling.com, the new Rebellion poster is out, and it's one person. is the face of Rebellion right now. So that could definitely make you think a few things. And it's not our world champion, my world champion. So just stay tuned. I'm sure we'll be spoiled in the chat momentarily. But David Penzer, I would say right now, planning, if you do Tuesday, the same normal time we normally do, like 10:30 Eastern, if that works for you. But since it's a special just for you, you could probably make it even a little earlier if you want, but let's plan on that. So we'll soldier on here. Post-match, we get another political ad from Mustafa Ali, criticizing how long this reign of champion is. Before, everyone will say, "In Ali we trust," and win the title. Now, Alisha, I know you've had there it is. There, thank you to the man behind. Sorry, I was reading my notes there, Bone Man.
I was distracted. It looks like he's flashing us.
It did look like he was flashing.
Look at these words.
But that was the one and only wanted man, Nick Nemeth, that is now pretty much the poster for Rebellion. Mm-hmm. And Rebellion's had this history. It was the Omega symbol. It was the question mark. Now it's Nick Nemeth on the poster. What does that mean? I think it means he's in the world title match. Like if it's not him versus the world champion, assume Moose, then I would be shocked. But that's what it's seeming. Mm. Justin, did you get beads? Come on, settle down.
It's too late.
Is it too late?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure the Mardi Gras is over and done.
Mardi Gras and Fat Tuesday. There's a time limit.
Yeah, right. I mean, yeah.
I want to make a shout out to. I think these are some of the super fans in NOLA, like myself, right now. Mm-hmm. I think that's Billy, who's also from the Discord. Joseph, you see a lot. He's usually a lot of time there in the front row. A lot of times near me. Sometimes opposite corners a lot. David Penzer, 100% on Nemeth in Vegas. Yes, David Penzer's agreeing. You're reading the tea leaves.
On the money. Oh, Penzer. But
I know Dr. Gerb's not happy with that. He's not a fan. Not a fan. Which is fine. All opinions.
All opinions count.
They do. And nobody spoiled that before the Bone Man was on top of it. So thank you. But so we go backstage. We got the system. Myers, Lish, Eddie, Moose, calling out Kevin Knight, Al Shelley, Kushida. Obviously because of what we saw happen last week. And they're going to make sure Moose keeps that belt. Santino comes out, the great Santino, and says, no members at ringside. But the members are they can't get physically involved. Next, we get Simon Gotch. Simon Gotch in action against former gut check winner Jack Price. Great to see Jack Price. Now, it wasn't a winning effort here, but it's been a while since Jack. I know he's been on Explosion a few times, but to be on the main show, I'm happy. I'm happy to see Jack Price on there. But Alisha, have you given the opinions yet on Simon Gotch? Because I know last week we were talking about there was the
vaudevillain.
The vaudevillain. But I thought the storytelling on that whole thing last week where Josh Alexander got his contract in the ring after beating Simon Gotch. That's that is a good storyline.
I agree. I think it's interesting. I think he's got good energy to bring into the business, and he's going to give Mr. Josh there a little run for his money.
He might. Who knows?
Like, we have so many new faces popping into the company right now, so it's like, it's exciting. It's cool to see, and I think we got a nice blend, as you'll see more of tonight, to keep everything, exciting.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Sometimes.
But now, we were just talking about Nick Nemeth, and we'll get into that. What Nemeth Maclin? Because they were teasing Nemeth Maclin. Does that happen before? Well, maybe, who knows? Maybe that happens at Sacrifice. Sacrifice! Now, that's me channeling my Chris Masters. You have to be like an old school Impact Zone person. Because, like, he would just yell, Sacrifice! During the match. It's great.
Serotonin!
It was like serotonin. So let's see here. So and then Josh was on commentary during this one, watching obviously Gotch. And I know people say Gotch, he does, like, he's a big guy, but you know what? Ray Walt's a big guy too. So that kind of makes sense. Like, you don't think of it as much.
Right.
So let's see here. People are talking about Trent Seven, which I think I heard a rumbling. I didn't look it up. But the towel, I believe the Trent 7 towel, Mustache Mountain towel, it might be available on
Mustache Mountain. Gee, that's so vulgar. I'm blushing. Oh my God.
Mustache Mountain. Come on. You can't think of that in any naughty ways. That's now you could say there's a lot of mustache terminology you can use dirty. I don't know about Mustache Mountain.
Well, what's Space Mountain?
Well, Space Mountain.
It's a ride in Disneyland. Oh.
It's a dark ride. The system here. Battle of the Mustache Trent versus Simon Gotch. I don't know. Gotch has a pretty good mustache. It's a calling card. But we'll see. That could be something. Could be something in the future. All right, we get the Grizzled Young Vets. Kind of a promo about ABC and the best of 3 series. And they're going to do everything they can to win the belts tomorrow night. No surrender. What do you think? What do you think? You think who? I know you don't want to usually like to give a prediction, but could we see new tag champs tomorrow?
I don't know. I mean, me, bias the house. I love ABC, but these Grizzled Young Vets, man, have been given the ABC a little run for their money. So
if they win it, they could definitely do some shenanigans. Oh, we got to grit your teeth. Right now, this is a guy that I too sweeted with so many times, and he's gritting his teeth over there. It ain't right. But that's okay. Now, are you going to say me saying too sweet also had implications there, Alisha?
No. What the fuck?
Dirty.
What the?
All right. It looked like you took
had a little juvenile chuckle over the Mustache Mountain because that shit's funny. It is. But too sweet. Like, that's like, it's like my coffee.
Okay. There you go.
Snickers creamer.
You know what? I didn't see the Snickers, but I saw
it's hard to find
peanut butter cup, like a Reese's peanut butter cup one.
That one is also good.
And I was like, it does exist.
Not every place sells it, but my local convenience store keeps it well stocked since I'm the only one who buys it. They hook me up, so.
Oh, just a heads up, bonkers, because I know if you're joining us late, we did talk about having Penzer on tonight. That's going to be rescheduled due to some conflicts with the TNI crew. And we're looking at Tuesday. Not 100% confirmed, but probably Tuesday of next week.
We're working it out. Yeah, Relax. We want to give Penzer his time to shine like a diamond in the sky.
It's gonna be a feature presentation. That's all you give a legend, is a feature presentation. All the big questions in the chat right now. What's your favorite coffee creamer? Sound off in the chat. Let us know your favorite.
Yeah, let us know.
I am just typical. I'm boring. I'm half and half. That's my cream. No flavor.
It's like, my husband just likes it dark.
Just
like a splash. Give me a little splash of milk.
Give me a little half and half. Give me a little sweet and low.
All right.
I'm okay. That's all.
Peppermint mocha. Ooh.
And that's only when eating breakfast. I do not drink coffee without breakfast.
Okay.
Unless I have eggs, a meat, then I will have coffee. Coffee by itself, I'd rather have like frozen coffee.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I like a cold coffee.
A little shot of something. Or if I'm in Italy, espresso though is very, very good.
Oh, well, fancy pants here.
But that's my coffee talk. Coffee talk. All right, now we get and this was good because I think they probably needed to hit this feud a little more. We get a video package about PCO and Khan for their match because like it's there, it had a build, but it felt like it kind of got lost a little bit in the shuffle. So I think they needed to. It was a good time to reiterate that match with the two big guys. So that should be good. I gotta imagine PCO, but they might be giving kind of push. So we'll see.
I want to see that ring break.
You want to see the ring break?
I want to see the ring break because it's two meaty men slapping meat.
It's too early. If they break the ring, then they won't have a ring.
They could prop it back up. I don't know. Or like go backstage and break something. I don't know. Like I just want to see destruction. These are two behemoths of men about to rock each other's shit, dude.
You can see tables break for sure. I could see tables breaking. There's no doubt about that.
Well, that's so boring. PCO match, tables breaking, that's ridiculous. I want to see scaffolds come down, Donkey Kong versus Mario. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. We still haven't seen it. We got to bring it up because it's now been, like, we're going on a long time. There has not been a cage match. Not even, I'm not saying cage dancers, a cage match in TNA or Impact in a long time. It's been a while. Like, you got to go all the way back to Sammy all those years ago.
God. Well, it's like I feel like cage matches and all feds kind of had to fade out a little bit.
There's not as many.
But bring it back. Who doesn't love a cage match?
Yeah, because you gotta. Well, I think that the problem was right at the beginning of the pandemic, lockdown was going to happen, and it was scheduled. I had my ticket, and then it just. Oof.
Didn't they change the name of that?
What, lockdown?
Maybe I'm wrong because it was like too close.
It. Like they've never had.
Right.
Would they never bring it back because of that? Now we're TNA. We don't care. No,
we do weird shit over here.
Yeah, that's what we do. Come on, that's our calling card. But then we got a match now, and this is the Steve Maclin for all the Steve Maclin. Hey, you know what? I'm saying that, but I'm kind of on doing two teams right now. I got my Team Canada jersey on, but I may have
double duty. You are doing double duty.
Well, Maclin t-shirt on too, so supporting the boys. But he did defeat Trent Seven, who was accompanied by Mike Bailey and obviously Maclin with the Rascalz. Who would have thought we'd see this combination of Steve Maclin and the Rascalz? What are your thoughts on that combo, Alisha?
It doesn't make sense.
Now, is it a good thing that doesn't make sense, or
I hate to be this asshole, but I don't think it's doing anybody any favors. It just seems like well, let's throw them together. It's a platypus. It's a platypus that's been going on for a couple of weeks. I don't make the rules. I don't understand it.
All right. Yeah, critical sting here. Lockdown and Outbreak being the last two live shows announced before the actual outbreak and lockdown is the cruelest irony. Not wrong. Because they haven't had either show. Like, did they? Yeah, they didn't do an Outbreak since. Because that almost seems more, like, I feel like Outbreak.
Yeah.
But Lockdown
got canceled because it was like too close to home, considering everybody was on lockdown.
Well, literally, it was March. It was March of 2020. That was the date. So
it's like what were you doing right before the pandemic? I was going to wrestling shows like the weekend before.
Oh yes, not wrong. But then I continued going to shows. That would have me. Yes, as we were talking about the cage match, he had the last one, that Access TV debut history. Sami Callihan versus Brian Cage. 2019. We were kids back then.
We were children.
Kid show.
Babes.
So Maclin gets the win here, though. But then post-match, we get Trent and Mike calling out the Rascalz ahead of No Surrender. So,
gonna beat their ass. Because the Rascalz be rascaling, bro. Like, it's just what they do.
That's what they do.
And Steve Maclin be rascaling too, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Now we get a legend in this promo because it's Giselle Shaw backstage, confronted by Gail Kim back on TVs. Always a welcome sight. And she says, "Hey, good job, like getting rid of the shoulder rush," but she could have handled it better. And then Giselle does her diva thing, pretty much ignores her and says she's gonna win the title. The TNA Knockouts World title without anyone's help or advice.
I got hope for her.
Yeah,
I think. Well, I was saying before, even though I love the Entourage, they all had a good character. I think Giselle is strong enough on her own to hold the belt. Now she's going against Jordan. Which, good luck.
Tall task.
Big Mama Pump ain't nothing to fuck with. So, I think it's going to be a good match. I think Jordan's going to bring a lot out of Giselle. Giselle's going to bring a lot out of Jordan. You're going to see some sick shit between the two of them. I love it. I'm excited for it.
No,
may the best woman win, I
think it's going to be a good match. I think they're going to bring it. Like I was saying last week, I feel Giselle, like I said, like my first experience is kind of seeing footage of her was doing like crazy stuff in Progress. And she occasionally pulls it out, but she doesn't use it all the time. I think this could be a match where she goes like all in and like does some stuff that you're going to be talking about. Obviously, Jordan, heavy favorite, though, because of her run she's on right now. But this could be a match of the night candidate.
She's dope.
No doubt. Now, here we get a little bit of a surprise. We get Eric Young coming out. Then, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I really love Eric Young's music right now. Who does it? Where can I find this so I can listen to it on repeat?
I'm not sure.
I look on Spotify.
I'm sure somebody in the chat would be glad to tell you that.
Hook
but you know what else would be glad to tell you?
Who's that?
We're brought to you by Manscaped. And you know what? I think it's
Keep your balls with trim
program. You're right. When you're on the road, when you're at home, wherever you're at, you need to trim it up. So definitely.
Spring big, baby.
Listen to the scumbag and get some Manscaped.
I'm here to tell you people about Manscaped. See, when you're a card-carrying member of the Peanut Club, presentation is everything. In my opinion, with a clean shave, you can turn that cocktail frank into bun length. That's right, folks. Kiss your Vienna sausage goodbye and upgrade your grooming habits with Manscaped. And guess what, folks? We got a special deal for the TNI fam. Get 20% off and free shipping when you use our promo code TNI at manscaped.com. That's right, folks. 20% off and free shipping when you use our promo code TNI at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Balls.
That's right. But speaking of Manscaped, because you don't just have to focus on one area. Although that's the point for the most part.
That's what he said.
The individual that we get introduced to in this segment, once Frankie Kazarian comes out, and don't forget, the man that comes out named Big Damo out of nowhere, he could use 20% off and free shipping with code TNI at Manscaped because, he even put a bruv on there. So someone's billy goating in the backstage right now.
Well, let's not shame people for not wanting to.
Well, that's a choice. You're right.
You can weed whack. You don't have to. I'm just saying, spring's coming. You might want to get rid of the bear weight. I don't know.
George the Animal Steel made it, but he still may want to keep it nice and tight, even if you go full body hair. You might just want to trim it up a little bit. You love to see it.
Yeah.
But we do get Big Damo here, the ghost that he was alluding to. Because he says he's going to bring out one of Eric Young's past ghosts, and he's ready for a fight. And that was the former member of Sanity with Eric Young, Big Damo. Now, Alisha, are you familiar with...
Yes. Big Damo, Eric Young, Nikki Cross, and then one other feller that I cannot particularly put a finger on the name, but yes, I did like Sanity. Granted, I don't watch, but like seeing secondhand reviews of it, I was able to be aware of it. And again, big fan of Eric Young, so whatever he touches is awesome, and I like a big group of psychopaths, so...
The old big group of psychopaths.
Big fan.
Yes. But Eric Young, he definitely, there's some drama going on between the two. But Eric Young was able to get the best of them here and get the win. So we'll see what happens. We know there's going to obviously be the match tomorrow night between him and Frankie, the number one contender. So we'll see. We go backstage at Tasha Steelz calling out Xia Brookside for the rubber match, which we knew got announced the other day for the taping. So we know next week, next Thursday, there will be the rubber match between Tasha and Xia.
What's a rubber match? Because what's happening here isn't adding up.
Yeah, so if you win one and lose one, and have a third to decide who wins because someone will go up 2-1. That's the rubber match.
Ooh, spicy.
It's a sports analogy because most like baseball series are 3 games, like during the regular season. So if you go 1-1, the rubber match is the third game.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Good question. All right. Good question.
Because that's not what I was thinking, but good.
One word. Rubber. Now it's not as good as the gradual one word. Plastics. Then we get Danny Luna and Jody Threat calling out the winner. And this is I teased this last week. They called out the winner, whoever wins the Knockouts tag titles and No Surrender. It seemed like that's what they were setting up is they would be the next challengers, and that's what we see happening here.
Okay.
Oh, there is a link in the chat for you there, Alisha, from T. Hughes with the music for Eric Young.
Oh, it won't let me click it. Oh no, you got it for later. Oh, I don't know if you follow me on any socials. You can send that to me because I if I click it here, it just comes up as a comment on the screen. I can't even copy it.
Okay, I got you. I will take care of that. Don't you?
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Yes. He said, "Look now for
appreciate it."
Oh, now we get maybe the debut of a lifetime. The one, the only.
Thank you, Jay.
Ash by Elegance.
I don't know about that. All I saw was an angel floating down to the ring.
Not wrong.
Heavenly divine light. There was a match
with
I was blinded.
George Iceman. With the Iceman.
I like this for George.
Defeated Savannah Thorne. Not that familiar with Savannah Thorne, I'll be honest.
Nope, unfortunately.
Local.
Cute gear though.
Yes, not wrong. But what'd you think of the debut here by Ash?
I thought it was a holy experience.
Oh, wait a second. We didn't expect them. But the Bone Man had to make an appearance because we're talking Ash.
Queen Mother.
I had to throw in my 2 cents worth. So here's the facts here from the Bone Man. The Bone Man saw the entrance, fell off the couch, had to be revised by Mrs. J-Bone. So in my embarrassment, I missed the match. She slapped me several times. It was, but the entrance was amazing. I can't wait to see more from her. But I'll have to do it in my own time, it looks like.
But how about that? The entrance was great. But let's give our due to our friend of the show, the Iceman, doing the Elvis James Brown send-off. Ash has left the building. Come on. Fantastic.
No,
I'm just happy to see more of them.
In all actuality, I did watch the match. I'm full of crap. I loved it. I forgot. I seriously, I forgot how good she was. And props to the local talent that get we'll say squished by her. Quite the powerhouse. I mean, she is all elegance until that bell rings, and then she's gonna knock your teeth down your throat. I loved it. So
I did too.
See J-Bone. You get a half in the bag, J-Bone, but he shows up for Ash by Elegance. Now, when I say in the bag, it's due to sickness, not due to other things.
Yeah, all we're gonna say is the Bone Man's under the weather, but I had to give my 2 cents on this. So thank you guys for taking the show on tonight. My apologies to Penzer. We're gonna shoot for Tuesday next week. We'll get confirmation from the pool man himself sooner rather than later, and there you go.
Yeah,
on to the next segment. Much love all.
Thank you, J-Bone. Hopefully J-Bone's feeling a little bit better for possibly the No Surrender post-show review tomorrow. That's what
there we go.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
We're just gonna do the IV of coffee to stay awake, and there we go.
Keep on keeping on, brother.
With J-Bone's favorite creamer.
Right. J-Bone's favorite creamer?
Coffee creamer.
Oh, that's
you son of a bitch.
My wife, I typically do black coffee with sugar. That's it.
Boring. Oh my god.
But
more boring than me.
my wife buys a plethora of creamers. And my favorite one that she's bought recently was, what is that one, hon? Starbucks
creamers?
I believe it's a Starbucks caramel macchiato.
Okay, that's what's up.
It's wicked, yeah. So when I'm feeling a little sassy in the morning, with my coffee, I'll pour some of that in.
Oh, well, what's the line from Zoolander? Is it orange mocha frappuccino?
What? Is that really a thing from there? I've never seen that movie. I know the character, but I've never seen the
like for.
Oh my god!
You can put off E.T. You must watch Zoolander. At least the gasoline fight scene.
That's a great movie.
Like Martin Scorsese will sit there and say, "This is cinema," because it is. There it is. Dr. Gerbs knows. Orange mocha frappuccino.
Gerbs, thank you.
And so you talk like that. That all I can think of is that.
The one, the only Zach Bonifer in the chat. J-Bone with his 2 cents. Can we make change? Thank you, Zach. That just way to warm a guy up. I tell you, that just that just hits you right. All right, we continue. I'll let you guys.
We continue, yeah.
Thank you.
Much love, everyone.
Yes, thank you, J-Bone. And we got a little prelude from J-Bone, and that was main event time, and that's perfect timing for
really.
Us. Oh yeah.
The show went by again. That's how you know it's like good, because it goes by really fast without feeling like it's stretching at all.
Yes. So we get the system here: Myers, Edwards, and Moose, with Lish on the outside against Shelley, Kushida, and Kevin Knight. What would you think of this one here?
What did I think? Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
these teams are really at it. I need a little more energy from the system. There's a lot of stoic energy coming out from people. What do we expect from people who don't eat the barbecue food in front of them? I love it.
It's all about that barbecue.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. You gotta get balls deep in those ribs, man. I don't know. I don't know what to make of any of this. And then they have that throw in the towel match coming up, and I just think things are wild right now. And it's a fun match, but oh boy, the match coming up is going to be a doozy.
Yeah, we were talking about it because I know in like singles matches, some members of the system weren't winning, and people are like, "Oh, what's going on?" But they did win the match. However, it did end with Alex Shelley looking like the man at the end. So that kind of it puts a little, because obviously you got the rematch coming in, and it has that stipulation to throw in the towel. I do like the critical sting here. Kevin, period, Knight, period. Because that is a guy, like, hopefully
he's got a ring to it.
TNA, like that, like Kevin Knight is a world of potential. The potential's the sky. It's unlimited for Kevin Knight. All the tools. Yeah,
I like that they threw him in with the time machine.
Yeah. He has that connection with Kushida.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then obviously Kushida has a connection with Shelley. So by proxy, they're all working together.
Well, then you throw Sabin in too, and I think this makes it for a great stable. Like, they're all on the same wavelength, but bringing different things to the table, if that makes any sense. So I appreciate it.
Okay, here we do, and speaking of appreciate it, Justin Miller, appreciate the tip there. But this is a shout out to you, Alisha, for your music. Me? Yes, God will cut you down, trailerized by SATV Music Charlie Harper on Spotify is slightly different than you guys. You can find on YouTube as well by searching Eric Young Entrance Music. So it is
thank you.
Different. So we're getting all the music.
I'll listen to both. I'm cool with that. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
So thank you very much, Justin. And he's also agreeing that Kevin Knight looked amazing tonight. No doubt.
That guy is leaps and bounds ahead since he separated from Kenny King. Yeah, they found the right group to throw him with.
No doubt. But that is the go home show for No Surrender. So it's happening. It's NOLA. It's TNA Plus. It's a special. It's a live show. It's time. Forget all the news of the last couple of weeks. You got a great looking card coming up. I'm looking forward to it. That main event. I'm loving the stipulation of the towel. I can't wait to see the shenanigans that happen at the end of that match. But any last thoughts as we go into the show tomorrow?
I think this was a good go home show leading into it. It brought a lot of energy, and I think we got a lot that's going to go down tomorrow.
Gotta go down.
It's got to go down. Down where? Down there. Sorry.
Down Bourbon Street. It's going down.
Going down. It's about to go down. So, yes. Wonderful. Yeah. I'm excited. I'll be watching.
Sheldon Jeans.
Sheldon. Oh my God. Am I? Well, thank you.
Thank you, the great and powerful.
Well, but it was months ago, so I don't really remember the names.
Time has passed.
Yeah.
But that is that's it. That's the end of the show. Thanks everybody for joining us. Don't forget, hit the sub button, ring the bell for notifications. Definitely, because we'll be here tomorrow for the review. So definitely check out the No Surrender review show coming tomorrow night. Then we'll confirm it, but it looks like next Tuesday, the exclusive Final Resolution footage with Penzer.
Yes.
And then doing it all again next week here on the TNI review. So thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks, Alisha. Thanks for J-Bone making that special appearance. Much appreciated. Hopefully, if you see this and didn't see it live, put the comments. Love to hear them. And then hopefully I see some of you tomorrow. Where? At No Surrender. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
See you.